Follow me as we show you how we deal with decks. So here's our subject for today. It's a regular yearly one. It's pretty well looked after through the year. Starting to fade here and there. But we're going to wash this today, pressure wash style, chemical treatment. And then we're going to get it ready for reoil tomorrow. So let's do it. So that's chemical treatment done using our special sauce. It absolutely reeks at the moment, but it's going to lift everything organic off this deck. What we're also going to do is get this beautiful red Canberra brickwork done and give it a quick knock up with the pressure washer. This is a good customer and we like to look after him. So we'll show you what that looks like after. Now these are old Commonwealth Canberra red bricks. I don't even think they're really made anymore, but I think there's still stockpiles around. Okay, so what we're doing here is running over with a surface cleaner to get all the heaviest grit out of the wood. So you're probably looking at it thinking, geez, that surface cleaner's small, but we actually use a smaller pressure washer altogether when we're working on deck. Alright guys, so we've just finished the surface cleaning that you just saw a bit of. No one is ready for a power rinse. So next we'll go with the wand with a tip and we will power rinse it to make sure that everything is out of the gaps between the deck. So like this sort of stuff. And then I'll just go along and give this all a nice rinse down to make sure it's clean, all the windows and sliding doors. Now, we've given this a surface clean too. So if you have a look, Canberra Commonwealth red brick. So I'm going to power rinse this and then we're going to water the grass around and we're going to make sure that we have no chemical left. So it's just about neutralisation after this. So we'll power rinse now. Then I'll give you guys another quick update and a look. And then I'll go around and neutralise everything to make sure no plant life or grass can be affected. Okay, let's go. Right, guys, so it's been power rinsed. All the grass surrounding and plant life has been neutralised. And we've washed down the walls and windows and doors. Just to look after him. And we've pressure washed, chemical treated and power rinsed his pavers. So you've got a beautiful looking deck ready to go. Now, one last step. What I like to do after washing decks is give them a quick blow off with the blower vac. That way there's no puddling left on the deck, because that's what can cause twisting and warping if water pools on the deck. We're going to come back tomorrow. I'll quickly show you after it's blown off, but then we'll be back tomorrow and I'll show you what it looks like re-oiled. Okay, so we're going to come back in tomorrow if it's dry. Coat in the morning, coat in the afternoon. 2 coats of Cabot's Aquadeck, and we're going to see this thing look beautiful again. All right, so keep following along and get ready for a beautiful end result, guys. All right, so we've done our last blow off of the pavers and the deck, and this thing is now ready for oiling tomorrow. All organic build-up is removed thanks to our special sauce, and water tends to log in these, so blew all that off too with our trusty steel blower vac. You're looking for a blower vac, commercial or at home, I recommend steel. Steel is one of the greatest. As far as we go, petrol, we use steel. Hey guys, we're here again for part 2. Today we're going to get this deck sealed. And here's our deck that we washed yesterday. A bit bumpy without the gimbal. The pavers are looking pretty fresh. The white stuff on these bricks must have been there from the building they came off. So I'll be recommending that they could come up perfectly red with an acid wash. Okay, so our deck is nice and clean, ready to go. So let's get to oiling. Alright, so we'll get our trusty steel blower vac, get it started. First time, every time, even from cold, hit a choke, now you can keep running like a dream. Now, did anyone time how long it took to blow off that old deck? What a weapon. Get your steel blower vac. BG86C, this one. C for comfort. Alright, so this is the product we're going to be using on this deck today. Cabot's Aqua Deck. As you can see there, lasts 2 times longer. It's UV resistant. And this has got a pretty good spreading coverage. So this will do 60 metres square, 2 coats. So that's not bad at all for coverage. I think it's $2.39 at your local Bunnings, so it's not too bad of a product. And you can get the complete cleaning system with it. I've tested it all. Pretty good for doing your own deck. Wouldn't overly recommend it for commercial, but yeah, it is a good little set if you want to just do your own deck at home. Okay guys, that's one coat done. First coat, if you notice, can look a bit patchy here and there. Second coat, tinting comes through. It's going to look perfect. It's already tinting up for the first one. It's actually looking splendid. Bit of a quick explanation on why this gets done. So decking wood, although it's treated for exterior weather, our conditions, especially in Canberra area, can be rather extreme on both sides of things. So we get a bit of snow here and there. We get very cold weather through the winter. It gets blistering cold, and then it comes around and we get really hot summers, really hot, dry summers. Now, a lot of the time in our summers, we get heavy rains and downpours too. So what it does to decking timber, although it is meant to be put in the weather because of the coatings that are put in the actual deck for treatment, for exterior weather treatment, to stop it rotting and twisting and all of that, well, it still does it. So even with the treatments, we find a lot of the time when we're coming to decks more than 5 years old, there's a lot of twisting, lifting at the joins, warping, splitting, and all kinds of stuff. Oils, most oils and varnishes, we don't use varnish unless it's inside and on request, because oil is much better, but even oil won't last more than around 12 to 18 months. So that's depending on how much direct weather the deck is put in. So this deck is out in the open. It's right under a tree, so it gets a lot of white sappy stuff, as you would have saw on the run through when it was dirty, and it weathers really quickly. Now this is a really good quality deck board, so it hasn't twisted and warped yet because it gets oiled every year to protect it. So pretty much, you have a deck, it's 5 years old, and you see them warping and twisted, and you're thinking, oh, what's going on? Why is this happening? That's why, because maintenance is a must with these things. So you pay that much for a deck, you got to pay for that maintenance every year to upkeep it, to make sure it stays in pristine condition as long as you can, and that's what we're here for. So yeah, get on your decks, keep them maintained. Otherwise, you're going to see those issues and you'll be replacing a deck so much quicker than you should be. Keep in mind the cost of all these materials and stuff to make decks are going up rapidly. So decks are only getting more expensive every year. So make sure you keep on yours as well as you can. Keep up to it with the oiling and the maintenance. And to be honest, if you don't want to keep up with that, or you don't want to have that kind of cost outlay every year on maintenance for your deck, change it to composite. There's a composite you can get that's made between a plastic and a wood grain. It's a very good composite. Most of it's printed. You can get it all custom however you like it. They can come a little bit wider, which is good because it minimizes twisting. But yeah, composite, you don't have to oil, obviously. You can just wash it every year and it'll be looking perfect. So that's my 2 cents worth anyway. And we will have a quick drink and a quick break and we'll get on coat 2. And that'll conclude today. Thanks for listening, guys. So that's 2 coats. I'm done. Usually with the decks, we do this once a year for our regular customers. We let the customer opt between a wash and reseal or a full restore with sanding, getting all your nail ends down, all of that stuff, and just basically keeping it in real good nick. Not really unhappy with the finish today. Looks really good. Could be better if it was sanded back, but that wasn't the customer's preference, so we just do what they want done. Still looks good. We'll get him through another year and we'll see him next year. All right, that concludes this one, guys. I'll see you on the next one. If you like what we do, like, share and follow. That way you can see our future videos and we get out there to others a bit more. Yeah, see you on the next one. Thanks for watching.